That's right, it's double upload day. Anyway, in today's video, I'm going to showcase an origin known as the Blood God origin, and I know that there's going to be a majority of people who are watching this video automatically know what this origin is based off, but to those few that probably don't, Blood God is basically the biggest joke slash meme according to the Techno Plane channel. It's basically what his entire chat chants whenever he goes on any form of killing spree. And so yes, today's origin is based solely off of that. Anyhow, it'd be highly appreciated if you just at least slap the like button on this video and put a comment down below, as it helps this video massively do better in the algorithm. And if you really want to, and I would highly appreciate it, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below as well, because we're trying to get to 100,000 before the end of the year. Either way, without further ado, let's get into the Blood God origin. In-game itself is actually called the Techno Plane origin, but we're going to continue to call it the Blood God origin just for the sake of it. But anyway, running through the description, you are Techno Plane, the supreme warrior. All you do is fight and farm potatoes. Anyhow, without further ado, let's get into the video. Oh, and just a brief reminder, this is kind of similar to the speedrunner origin where it's like meant to be a joke and OP, but running through it, we've got full immunity, you've got no fall damage whatsoever, and also fire immunity, you take no fire damage whatsoever. Either way, moving to the next ability, you've got the Axe of Peace. You do more damage overall with axes. Whilst yes, this does overall fit the character that Techno Plane plays in the /𝓵𝓷𝓷𝓰𝓼, it doesn't quite fit how Techno Plane fights his battles. He's more of a sword person in 1.8, rather than playing around with axe and crits in 1.17/16/15. Overall, the brilliance behind this, you can actually use stone axes to kill piglin brews with absolute ease, and honestly it makes axes that much more fun to use. That added in with the other bonus that we'll talk about in a moment, the axes are overall pretty good with this bonus damage. Anyhow, moving on to the next ability, you've got Potato King. Eating potatoes will give you effects. Raw potato equals speed 2, and baked potato equals strength 2. Poisonous potato will give you resistance 2. Overall, this plays really well into the entire potato farming thing that Techno Plane did for a solid year in the Skyblock stuff. But the one little bit of a problem that I feel like we have here is just the poisonous potato getting an actual use, because the main reason it exists is to be an absolutely useless item, but hey, I guess we can give it resistance 3 when you eat it as Techno Plane, eh? Anyway, moving into the next ability, we've got Techno Plane. You can fly. Because of course you can, you're Techno Blade, you have the ability to do the Techno Plane. Essentially speaking, if you press your secondary ability key, you'll activate your ability to fly, and essentially speaking, it just gives you the ability to swim in the air. That's what it looks like. You don't actually have any form of elytra or any form of wings, you actually have legitimate flight by swimming through the air, technically speaking. Anyway, moving on to the next ability, Oh Dream. If Techno was to be in a manhunt, he would have to be fast and strong, granting you permanent strength and speed. I mean, if you read the tin, you get exactly what you want. And funny thing about this, if you do use the Potato King stuff that gives you speed 2 and strength 2, it actually stacks up to be speed 3 and strength 3. So overall, Potato King's kind of a bit misleading considering the fact that the Oh Dream ability actually gives you more of that, so I don't know, it's up to you how you think about that one. Anyhow, moving on to your overall neutral ability, this is your primary ability, it's called the Double-Edged Axe. You do a secret technique where you poison yourself heavily, meaning that you'll go all the way down to half a heart of health, but you do get a drastic boost in strength to 255. Overall, this ability is definitely a bit crazy, and I honestly would personally put it into a positive thing, because it's not all negative. I mean, you do get poison 4, which immediately takes you down to half a heart, and you will always have that poison as long as you have that strength bonus, and it also gives you speed, as well as a massive haste boost, meaning that overall, it's a really, really powerful ability, and is really useful in most situations. You just gotta be careful you don't get hit, but overall, you're going to be super fast, you're going to have super strength, and you can hit really damn fast and still do stupid amount of damage. So overall, I don't think it matters that much, that half a heart difference, but I guess that's in your opinion on what you think of that one. Either way, moving on to the cons, you've got claustrophobia. You cannot be in closed little spaces. Essentially speaking, a brief overview of this, if you're underneath an area where there's less than 3 blocks above you, essentially speaking, if you have a roof that's 3 blocks above you, 2 blocks above you, or you're in a 1 block high area, you're going to get a brief amount of weakness and slowness added in that slowly climbs up over time to around to max out at 3 minutes before it stops climbing up. If you're in an area where there's 4 blocks worth of room height, you won't get given this, and it doesn't matter how close the walls are around you on the sides, it just matters if there's 2 blocks above your head to give you the ability or not. And moving into the other con, fresh air. You must be high up to actually sleep. Essentially speaking, kind of similar to how the avian has to be up around 80 blocks in the sky in order to actually be able to sleep in a bed. It same kind of applies to the Blood God origin here. And yeah, that was a Blood God origin. If you did enjoy this origin showcase video, make sure to like like button down below. But before we go, I want to give a shout out to my $10 member Deceptive, my $5 member Just Dino. If you want to help support this channel and allow me to do this for more often and actually turn this into something that I can do far more and make far better content with far more time on my hand, I'd highly appreciate it if you have any spare money that you're willing to give away. Use the join membership button down below. If you don't, that's okay. Just hit the subscribe button and like button. Until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.